Stephen Fong, right? Thank you once again, okay, for again say yes. I know that you are just such a wonderful person, who are always tirelessly, really promoting farming, and of course farming in a very natural and a safe way. Thank you again, Stephen. Yeah. So definitely all of us are looking forward to your talk. Yeah. Okay. So before I pass the time to Joshua, again, allow me to just very quickly tell what DCISN Holistic Family is all about. Yep. It is a foundation, I'm glad. Yeah, we actually started in way back 2012, okay, as a society. Then it was only in 2019, we applied and we gotten the foundation in 2021, just last year. Yeah. So why we want to make it a foundation, because of course, we want more support. But of course, okay, nowadays, okay, government also would like some kind of certification from LHDN in order for us to give you that certificate or the receipt to say that you can actually get tax exemption. So that's why for that, I do not want to push it hard. For that, we haven't gotten it. Okay, right? So, but of course, okay, you just say you want to donate, but without the receipt for you to claim your tax. Okay, it is just the foundation without the LHDN giving me that kind of endorsement. Okay, apparently now it's very, very difficult, not so easy. Previously it's not necessary, but right now, okay, we even need to get another further approval from LHDN. Well, never mind, we will work towards that, yeah? Okay, so it is a foundation where we want to really educate, equip, empower, enrich, and engage individuals and families, okay, in all aspects of life. Okay, that's why it's called holistic. Okay, we want to engage them mentally, emotionally, socially, physically, and spiritually as well. Okay, so in fact, the whole idea is that we just want to help individuals to rise above all situations and challenges. Yeah, so we have 3 initiatives. Okay, let me explain the first initiative. That is more of what we call the GVA, giving these talks. Okay, right now it's more of like just having various kind of talks, okay, seminars and trainings, okay, on subjects that, of course, the legal part, okay, yeah, because this WFA actually really started by us lawyers, where we just see the needs, okay, of clients walking into our firm, where it is more of like the family issues, divorce and all that, and we find that, look, we want to get some counselors to come in and help them. Okay, that actually is the start of why we start to think, okay, right now, why not we have some kind of a society to help these people? And it works well. I'm very glad. If you ask me, throughout the years, okay, ever since the WFA have started, we managed to really get counselors who actually help our clients, and some of the couples, okay, right now, they are now still maintain they're happily married, and I know the joy of seeing them. Sometimes they just look at me and say, hey, look, thank you for the time where you did not straight away do the divorce. Okay, so that is the best part, if you ask me. Yeah, that is the most satisfying. Okay, so we will continue to do that. Yeah, that's our first initiative. Then the second initiative is our this aid and support. Okay, this comes about somewhat in 2017 when times a little bit bad. Okay, right? Clients again come to us where there are bankruptcy notices filed against them, winding up notices filed against them. That's where we thought, why not? We also have another platform where legally we can only help this much. Okay, we can only postpone certain court dates. Okay, if they really hutang people, they need to pay, means they need to pay. So that's why we thought we can have another platform. Okay, so then we work with IEN to give them that kind of opportunity, okay, to cross path and then to really get more business. Okay, in fact, today, this morning, we had a training, okay, which is great. Okay, in fact, this one is ongoing, getting better and better. In fact, we do have a branch in China, right? And today we have about 6 people who wants to come in as IEN consultant, where they are there to go out to help reach out to the entrepreneurs. Okay, so really in the audience here, if just say you do know of any entrepreneurs who need help, please again reach out to us. Okay, that's our second initiative. Now, of course, today, okay, we are here to talk about food sustainability, and that is our third initiative, right? And this one comes about during COVID, okay, 2020, right, where we just see the needs of really making sure that proper food, okay, must be available, okay, and the sustainability must be there. Okay, and of course, a safe source also is something where we also very concerned. And more and more people are looking into hydroponics. Okay, so we thought when we know the speaker, then we want to really advocate this and inform people that it's better to go back to the soil. Okay, right? There is no ponics. Okay, using soil no matter what. Okay, even though you want to have a proper or a little bit more efficient way to contain your plants and your farming. Okay, right? So this particular company has come up with this greenhouse. Yeah, but still it is using soil. That is the main thing. Okay, right? And not just use the hydroponic where, yeah. Still, I think I want to advocate that that it is still chemical, right? Go back to the soil, go back to life. Yeah. So can see not right? This one to me, I will feel very comfortable. I just pluck it out, even sometimes just rinse it over a little bit of water, running water, and then you can just eat it, right? Because you really know that for sure it is really, really safe. Yeah. Okay. So that's what our motto for our third initiative. Okay. We want everyone to farm. I'm always glad that, Stephen always come up with a good idea. I think that day I want to acknowledge him. He saw a van, right now. Yeah, go around, just stopping by any schools, to just teach even the young kids, right? From young, that they can do farming. Okay, it's not something that is so difficult, right? So that's what we want to advocate. Everyone can farm. Okay, right? I know there's again another project that we can think about, and we want to do something about it. To get a truck. Okay, right now, so that we can just go to any schools and then just stop, and can train the children. Okay, immediately, without even getting approval or whatever, they are ready. Yeah. So that's why we need more collaboration. Okay. So I'm glad that, of course, Picolab today, you even have your support from Yasan Samdabi. I want to acknowledge them. You just said they're here. I want to acknowledge them, as well as Chandan, right? I want to acknowledge them if they are here. Perhaps I leave it to you to introduce them. Yeah, Joshua. Okay. I think I'm done. And hence, okay, right now, I would like to now pass the time to Joshua for you to introduce yourself, plus, of course, whoever that you want to acknowledge. Over to you, Joshua.
Thank you. I'll just share my screen. All right. So I just want to share a little bit about Picolab's recent project, the Alleyway Project. So we just finished one project, and then I'm also going to tell you a little bit about the new project, upcoming one. So if you see this photo right here, the Alleyway Project is essentially to revitalize old alleyways, whether it's urban alleyways or suburban alleyways. So for the urban part, this is the first installation that we did. So we will have a shadow play art camp for kids. And then this is the process videos. And then leading up to that, we also have a call for participatory installation for the art installation. And then this is the after finished product of our installation. And then lastly, to launch our event, we have this event called Wayang Installation Launch. So what we did was we took these kids' projects, these kids' videos, and then we projected onto a huge screen here, as if you can see here. So the night was like really inspiring because like you can see a lot of the kids' parents, they bring their families here, and then you see after post-COVID, people are coming back into events, and people are coming back to joining these artistic things which has been put off for a while now. And then you can see the look in the kids' eyes, they're quite inspired because what we do is quite cutting edge. We use laser cutting, and then we use like iridescent art, stuff like that for the installation itself. So what I really want to stress here is the community aspect of our installation. So we want to pull kids and then their parents and then the elderly generation to come into the artwork itself, interact with it, and then use it. And then in this case, they're using it to watch the performance, their own performance onto a huge screen. So it's a really cool open air experience. So that's our first alleyway installation. And this is the concept. So moving on, we have a second one, which is more more relevant to our topic today. So this is Picolab's second alleyway installation. This is done in a suburban area. So we can see We want to revitalize these terrace houses, alleyways, where people tend to keep their stuff back there. And then we have a lot of, it's kind of dangerous and hazardous because you can't get out when there's fire. So what we want to do is clear out these alleyways and then build an installation where people can actually walk through it and then make it a therapeutic garden. That is what our concept for this garden is, which is why we feel like we want to involve more people in, for example, effective microbes to help them learn how to plant their plants. And then moving on, we'll also have a Kokedama workshop, which is more like a Japanese moss ball, where they can plant like more sustainable plants, such as mint, or even they want to use ferns. Why we want to incorporate plants into the suburban alleyway is because we feel like throughout my 1 year of cultural mapping in that residential area, we see like people just stopping at gardens to just talk to each other and then ask, wow, what's this, for example, what's this plant? What's that plant? And then they will start exchanging their plants. So this is why I think this is a really good initiative for them to start talking about their plants and then coming back to each other in their neighborhoods and then exchanging their experiences. So we want people to come back and interact with each other post-pandemic, of course. So the last one is a family art class. Obviously, we want to still incorporate art into our events. And then after that, everything is done, we will launch this installation, and we will keep you posted on once the installation is done. It is fabricated with 3D printing nodes and also bamboo. So I think that will be quite interesting to see. All our projects so far is funded by Chindana and the Art in the City project, and also Yayasan Saim Darby's individual funding. Yeah, that is all for me. You can follow us at picolab.coaching on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.
Wow, that's impressive, right? Wow, what an impressive work that you have done, Joshua. You look so young, right? I'm so proud of young people nowadays. Yeah. Wow, I must give him a clap. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, in fact, just now you announced that tomorrow there's this Kokedama workshop. Is it physical meeting or an online meeting? Yeah, Joshua.
Yeah, it's a physical one, and it's only limited to the residents in the neighborhood.
We thought that we can come and join in, you know.
Yeah, hopefully soon we'll try to make one online.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, without much ado now, of course, we want to also hear our speaker, Stephen Fong, right? So over to you, Mr. Stephen.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for all your time this precious weekend to come over to online and listen a little bit about home planting. Yeah. So far, is anyone able to hear me?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. All right. Okay, that's good. So without further ado, let's move on. I think there are a lot of people, and also the purpose of everyone coming over today is just to need to learn a little bit of how to do the planting at home, whether it's households or perhaps a commercial to do it in the organic way. Unfortunate to say that in Malaysia, that about 96 to 97% of people are still using chemicals, they're using fertilizers and pesticides, right? So because of chemicals and pesticides, fertilizers, they are more on a structured basis. What you say is that the structured basis is that whatever you use today, next week, you will be able to see flowerings, you'll be able to see fruits, sweet fruits, and so on. But again, those are the chemicals and fertilizers that you put in 2 weeks back or a week back. So you end up, you'll be eating back all your chemicals and pesticides, which is not good for your body, for your health. And recently I've seen there are more and more young people, younger generations getting sick, getting diseases. They have health issues, they have strike cancers. So that leads me to establish a little bit more, to educate and to share with people how are we going to do organic home planting. All right, just like Esther has mentioned earlier, we need to strike a sustainable homegrown vegetables and even fruits, and we don't rely on pasar malams or markets, and also the food price is getting more and more expensive, and also the vegetables are also getting very expensive. So why not we think a little bit further by planting some vegetables at home, so every day you will have some fruits and vegetables to eat, and they are all organic, because the only thing that you can make sure that is organic is you plant it yourself. No point talking about organic stores, organic shops that you buy, or organic restaurants that you visit. So they say it's organic because this word organic is a profit-making word, So people will be thinking, oh, organic means good. So they're willing to pay more or higher price just to get the vegetables and fruits. But how would we know that the fruits and vegetables are truly organic unless somebody will just buy the vegetables and they go to the test lab and to test it out on the constitution of the vegetables and the fruits? So most likely we'll think that, okay, organic is expensive. So I think planting at home using organic way is very, very difficult, very, very costly. We have complicated system that you need to establish before you're able to do organic. But actually the perception is wrong. Actually, the organic is the opposite way. And it's very, very simple. Just that you just follow a little bit of method, and here you go. So right now, a lot of people has been talking about, how come my neighbor can plant so well? Oh, my relative can plant so well. My friends can plant so well. I can't plant it at all. Why? Why is that so? Probably he or she has the green fingers, a better grower or something. No, actually, the perception is wrong. Like what Esther has said earlier, everyone can plant, which I strongly agree to that. Before you want to start on planting, these are the few things that you need to look into it, right? So if you get all these facts right, there is no reason that you are not able to plant. So, sorry, Amit, can you move on to the next slide, please? Yeah. So these are the 4 things that you need to understand. So the right environment, meaning that whatever plants, you need to identify the plants, whether the plants is for exterior or for interior, or for some plants that you need to water every day, or some plants that you need to water 3 times, or maybe once in every 3 or 4 days. So you have to get this right. The fertilizers, you have to make sure that try not to use commercial fertilizers. I will show you how to make natural fertilizers, and fertilizers are all over your households, which you're able to get it for free. So soy, a lot of people will be thinking about, soy is soy. There's not much things to do about soy. Well, I will discuss about it, and how to get a good nutrient using the effective microorganism, which in this way we call it as the EM. Right? Can I have the next slide, please? Okay, this is what I mentioned earlier about the environment. You need to know the source of the plant, what plant that you need to buy upfront. So this is very important. Perhaps you can talk to your nursery, and you need to plan whether you want to plant it indoor or outdoor. Right? Next. Yeah. So I think these articles, which I find it very interesting and important, that if you think that eating is healthy, is expensive, so why not till when you get sick? I think all your hard-earned money, your EPF and SOCSO, will all goes to the doctors and to the hospitals. So why not we start eat healthily right now, rather than you eat medicines and pills for your lunch and dinner? Okay, next. Yes, okay. And for the environment also, before you start to grow your plants, you need to identify the right source of soil that you need to use. So these are some of the test kits that you can purchase online from Shopee, Lazada, to test on your soil, whether they are alkaline, acidic, whether your soil is dry, is wet, whether the humidity, whether the temperature is hot, is cold. So all these things can just be tested out using some of the 3-in-1 or 5-in-1 meters, right? So these are not expensive meters that you can buy online to check on your soil, right? A lot of people have been thinking just to buy the plants bag from the nursery from Sungai Buloh. You buy the plants bag and you start planting. Then after a while, your plants start to die, or your plants start to gives a lot of problems to you. Then you'll be wondering, what happened to my plant? You know, why the Sungai Buloh people can plant so well? How come I cannot plant? So is it that I don't have green figure? No, actually not. The most important thing is the soil and the environment that you have to know what kind of environment that you are planting the plants on. Yeah. Okay, next, please. Right. There are some vertical farmings that is having what Esther has mentioned earlier. They have horizontal farming, they have vertical farming. Of course, some of the vertical farmings that you know, using hydroponic, some of them are using aquaponic, but you can change all this to soil-based. And all this you can purchase online, or you can even DIY yourself. You can do a multi-tier, you can do vertical. It can save a lot of space. You can even farm it in your condo, your small apartment. You don't need to have a big land. You don't need to have the sunlight. All you need to do, you get the soil condition right, plant, whether it's identify the source of your plant, whether it's for indoor or outdoor, right? And also for your nutrients and fertilizers. So next, please. So there are vertical farming, there are raised bed farming. You can even plant it in a concrete floor or any floors that is not even any grounds that has bad soil, unfertilized soil. It doesn't matter. All you need to do, just to get a raised bed, whether it's the photos that you see online over on this slide, or you can self DIY, putting some of the bricks surrounding it, put some of the compost underneath, put soil on top, put the right dosage of fertilizers, the nutrients, EM, pour on it. There, voila, you can have all sorts of vegetables and flowers that you can plant. Okay, next, please. Yes, fertilizers. Fertilizers is just only some chemical compounds that give to the nutrients, right? Right, a lot of people will be thinking, oh, fertilizers means I got to from the nursery, fertilizers that has the NPK. So you can get from the nursery or some of the shops, agriculture shops. So no, those are the chemicals, but fertilizers, you can even do it on your own. How are you going to do your fertilizers? Where are you going to find your fertilizers? How can I source my fertilizers? But actually, like I mentioned earlier, they are all be found around or in your household, right? Next, please. How are we going to get it? Next. Fertilizers, basically, they need 3 things. Just remember NPK, all right? The NPK, of course, it plays a very important role in your fertilizers. So NPK works differently, where the N is to experience and to encourage the growth of the plants, your leaves. So as your plants and leaves grows bigger, so perhaps you need more of the P and K. P and K is to encourage more flowerings and also the fruitings, and also you can control the sweetness of your fruits. All this can be played around with NPK. I think if most of the people that I think in the audience in this chat might have already know that if you look closely from the fertilizer packet packaging that you buy back from the nursery. Those are the industrial fertilizers. They would have said NPK, but perhaps that would be like 5, 10, 5, 15, 5, 15, or so whatsoever. Those are the playing around with the NPK. So just a little bit of a definition was NPK, yeah? So, okay, next, please. Biggest causes of pollution. There are a lot of people will be thinking, let's go green. What is go green? Protect the Mother Earth, get back the, return the natural conditions, fight for global warming. We go away with the plastics, we do away with the straws, we try to recycle and so on. Those are the things that you can see, you can touch, but some of the things that we have missed out is, okay, perhaps you throw the plastic bag on the road, then maybe the rain will just rinse the plastic bag into the drain. Then the drain goes to the river, to streams, and finally to the ocean, and it causes destruction to the marine lives. You know, some of the turtles have eaten it, the fishes have eaten it, and they die and suffocated, and so on. But many people have failed to realize that there are other pollutions that is leaking secretly and quietly all this while, which is water. So like some of the farmers, the households, today you put fertilizers, chemicals, pesticides onto your plants. When it raining comes in the evening, all your chemicals, your pesticides goes underground to your drain, to your all this longkang, the river, the streams, and finally all these chemicals will be discharged into the ocean, which will also disrupt the marine life because they will be eating up all the chemicals and they will have the kind of toxic in the system. So maybe 3 months down the line, the fishermen catch the fish and they bring it to the market and sell. So who knows, we might be eating the fishes that we have poured the chemicals 3 months back before, and then we'll be eating up all our pesticides. That is why we get cancer, our health deteriorate, you know, we have health issues. So these are the 3 main things from the factory, the wastewater from factory, from household, from agriculture chemicals, that means in farm. The most and the worst pollution, water pollution, is from the households. Yeah. So you were very surprised that it's from the household. So you try to imagine from this household, all the shampoos, the soap, the cleaning detergent, you know, your house, your dishwasher, your laundry powders, and all the softener that you use, they are all chemicals. So without realizing it, all these chemicals go secretly and quietly into the streams and later on to the ocean, which disrupt the marine life. Okay, next, please. So I wouldn't mention further. So these are some of the chemicals which we use, you know, so every day without people realizing it, because many of these are colorless, odorless. You cannot see. It looks like water, right? So next, please. Like what we have mentioned, fertilizers, mainly the 3 things, NPK, the nitrogen, the phosphorus, the potassium. So what are all these? Can we get this NPK organically and free of charge? Most important is free. You know, Malaysians like to have free things. So today we share free things. Okay, the answer is yes. Yes, you can get free things. How are you going to get it free? Okay, next, please. Right. So nitrogen, like nitrogen is to promote and encourage leaves growing, the plants to grow. Coffee grounds, you can get from coffee grounds, chicken dung, goat dung. First of all, I would like to stress that coffee grounds, you need to have pure coffee grounds. Coffee grounds that you can get free of charge from Starbucks, from Coffee Bean, from all the cafes that you know around your neighborhood. So some of the people ask me, hey, Stephen, can we get the coffee grounds from the kopitiam or some of the the local shops? No, I'm sorry to say that those coffee grounds that are from the kopitiam have been pre-roasted, pre-fried by the plantas, the margarines, the butter, and to have together with the sugar. So these are they have a lot of impurities, they have a lot of contamination. So therefore, do not use those on your plants. We want to encourage more nitrogen onto the ground, but we do not want to encourage unnecessary contamination, oil, the planta, the margarines, which is used for roasting, all the sugars into the ground. No way. So there are 3 dungs, main dungs that we know, also the chicken dung, the goat dung, and the cow dung. So the number 1 most effective, it will be the chicken dung. The second, goat dung, and the third is cow dung. Right, next please. Weeds, lalang, where we know. You see, there are a lot of grounds, hard grounds, unfertilized grounds that you see. Nothing, you plant anything, also nothing grows. You plant flower, flower die. You plant vegetable, vegetable die. Everything also die, but the weeds will grow. So this means that the lalang has a very, very strong constitution of the nitrogen. So make use of all your lalang that you cut. Do not pack them away. Do not dispose it to the rubbish disposal. Cut them up, make it compost, do it, and we can use this weeds for your nitrogen. It's very, very high nitrogen. Fish extract, maybe I will explain a little bit more further. Okay, that is another different thing. Okay, next please. Yes, phosphorus. Phosphorus is to encourage like flower blooming, to encourage the fruiting, to make the fruit sweet. So where you get all this from? You can get all this mainly from the things that you eat every day. You know, even hair and urine. So from a lot of people say, hey, you're Stephen, so girly, you use this urine. It's like, oh no, you see, for all our forefathers, our grandfathers' time, they've been using urine and human feces to water the plants. They mix it, they watered it, and then that's how our parents, our even great-grandparents grew up from there. And here we are standing strong and big, no problem. So these are the things that it has a lot of high phosphorus. Okay, next please. Okay, potassium. Potassium is very good for flowering, also for fruiting. So the best potassium we can get is through bananas. So bananas, of course, if you don't have bananas, you have potatoes also. The skin, the banana peels. Of course, some people say, you a banana, I rather eat the banana myself. Yes, you can. Of course, you can eat the bananas yourself, but not you. Sometimes you can't finish a banana, so the banana ripes too fast. Then you just peel the banana peels off, chop and cut off the banana meat, and then you can do it for your bokashi. What is called bokashi? I will talk to you later. What is called a bokashi? How I'm going to do it bokashi. So, where you get a lot of bananas from, you can go to the local goreng pisang shop. The Malay guys are selling the goreng pisang. You say, Ade, can I have all your banana peels? So they will be gladly giving it to you for free. Maybe you can just supply them a black plastic bag. You just say, Ade, you fill up everything. By evening, I come and get it. You have lots of banana peels from there on. Eggshells consider a lot of calcium. Plants, fruits, fruit trees, flower, they need calcium just like as a human. So eggshells are very good, not only for giving up calcium, but also you dry up the eggshell, you wash it, dry it, and you crush it, you spread around your soil. It will deter the snails from coming over to your plants. And also it acts as a mulch to reduce the temperature on a hot day where the sun is too hot. They will act as a mulch to cool down your soil. So to cool down your soil, meaning that the microbes inside the soil will not die so fast, right? Okay, next please. Yep, as I mentioned earlier, potato seedweeds, they are also very high in potassium. Next please. Functions of the soil, like I said, mentioned earlier. People say soil is soil. Stephen, you know what is called soil? Soil is only yellow soil, black soil, sandy soil, clay soil. What are all these soil? Most important thing, and the most important thing, you need to identify the soil on your garden that you're going to plant. You have a good experience in planting. You have a good plant breed, you know, the good you have the good seeds. But if you have a poor soil or the wrong usage of the soil, nothing will grow. Believe me, nothing will grow. And the soil contains millions and billions of bacteria in the soil, and all these bacteria, the microbes, are the one that determine the soil. So that is why we need to add in our effective microorganism, the EM, which is the good microbes, onto the soil to suppress the contamination, the bad bacteria, kill the bad bacteria again away, and to leave a good coat of good soil in the ground. So when you have the good soil, the natural habitat will come back. The earthworms, all these animals will come back. So if you put in chemicals onto the soil or pesticides on the soil, nothing will come back. The earthworm will not come back. The natural habitat will not come back. Insects will not come back. Animals will not come back. Nothing will come back. That is why your soil is so hard. So how to identify in your garden? Maybe later or tomorrow, just chunko one handful of soil, you smell. If the smell is bad, sourish in smell, that means the soil is full of bad contamination, bad bacteria. So if there's a soil from organic soil, if you plant chili, you smell chili. If you plant tomatoes, you smell tomatoes. If you plant choy sum, you smell choy sum. Believe me, you will be able to experience that if you're able to do the soil correctly and organically. Okay, next please. Yep, these are the good soil, bad soil. Some of the examples. These are the yellow soil in Cantonese called the wang nai. Wang nai actually serves no purpose. It has no oxygen inside. It traps water. It has caused waterlogged. Nothing will grow. Compared to on the right side, the black soil, you have a lot of air, oxygen. So if it's an organic soil and you can treat your soil organically, earthworms will come to borrow to pass the earthworm dung, and then you give you fertilizers, and also they will loosen up the soil. Okay, next please. Okay, what is EM? I think a lot of people have heard about EM. That's why everyone is here today. Some have heard of it, some have used before. So what is EM? Right? EM is effective microorganism. Is consists of just good bacteria. Okay, next please. I'll explain a little bit more details. Right? EM is created and developed by Professor Higa. He stays in Okinawa, and he's still 80 years old this year, and is still going very strong. So like Okinawa is one of the hosts the world most aging population. So meaning that the females and the males can age 90 over and above. So what is special about Okinawa? Because of the air they breathe, the water they drink, the food they eat are basically organic. Okay, next please. Next please.
Chu, are you there, Chu?
Right. Basically, EM has 90 over bacteria, but the main actor of the whole of EM consists of three main bacteria. So the lactic acid bacteria, the phototropic bacteria, and the yeast. And these three families of bacteria, they work in different functions, right? So I do not want to proceed any details about that due to time constraint. Perhaps you all can read through the write-ups, and we'll just move on. Yeah, lactic acid bacteria, as we know, it can be found in Yakult that we drink. It's a probiotic. The function of it is to cleanse your intestines, fight away the bad bacteria. These are the lactic acid bacteria. It's the same as you found in Yakult. Right, next, please. Phototropic bacteria, to suppress the ammonia, the bad smell, to kill the bad bacteria. The bad smell comes from the bad bacteria. So there, and also to encourage the photosynthesis. That's why it's called phototropic or photosynthesis bacteria, or some people call PSB, right? So next, please. is to encourage more root growth. The longer, the more vast the root growth on your soil, the more nutrients your plants are able to absorb, right? Next, please. This is important. I need to stress that the whole concept why we want to use EM in our garden for organic or nature farming is in everything there is a good bacteria, bad bacteria. But most important thing is there are some fence-sitter bacteria. So as you can see from the green color. So if you have more good than bad, of course the fence-sitter will follow the good and will fight away the bad bacteria. Yeah. Okay, next please. Yep, when we introduce EM, we have more good bacteria, more good troops, and we can fight the bad troops away. Next, please. Yep. When the fence-eater microbes goes into the good bacteria, it will enlarge the whole system of having more good bacteria on the soil. Next, please. So, as I mentioned earlier, if you have a cup of milk, you can try at home. Get 2 glasses, empty glasses, pour 2 glasses with fresh milk, put it on the room temperature, and you cover it up. 1 glass, you pour some of the EM inside, and the other glass maintain as it is. Cover it. After 3 days or 5 days, open up. So the cup of milk that you have added EM earlier, it will ferment into the smell of something like a yogurt, okay, a sweet, sourish, fermented smell. Some taste smells like wine also. But on the other one, that you do not add in any of the EM, you will be attacked and contaminated by the bad bacteria. So when it is attacked by bad bacteria, you have black molds, you have sourish, you have foul smell. Bad bacteria always create bad smell, right? So this is how the experiment is to be, just to let you know. Right, so next please. Yeah, EM is already all over the world. So EM is a good a product that the whole world has already recognized. It's already over 20 over years of history. Next. Yeah, and next please. Yeah, we got all the certificates, organic certificates. Right. EM is a lot of people, they have things that they have these thoughts that, oh, EM is only applicable for agriculture. No, EM is applicable for many, many things. Okay, the things that you have seen in the slide. Okay, next please. Yeah, these are the things that what EM can do. But EM is just basically a good microbacteria. So it's just only to make use of the good EM and pour it over to all the things that you've seen in this slide. Next, please. Yes, like I said, when you have a good organic soil, nature comes back. So earthworms will come back. You burrow into the ground, it creates a lot of oxygen. It creates the earthworm dung will create as fertilizers for the soil, and bees will come back to do pollination. And carnivorous animals such as like frogs, centipedes, spiders, lizards, they do not eat your plants. They do not bite your plants, but they are the ones who is there, standby 24/7 to eat the flying insects like alpha, like mealybugs. They are the ones who come in and eat up all these things. Yeah. So if you spray pesticides or chemicals onto your plants, none of these will come. They are very sensitive animals. They know that this is not natural. They will not come. So therefore, you will have a very bad environment if you put in chemicals and fertilizers. Okay, next please. Like as I mentioned, what goes around comes around. All right. So on the right side, you can see there's a farmer spraying chemicals on the upper field. So when they spray all the chemicals, the pesticides will goes to the flow to the rivers, the stream, and then in the end, it goes to the goes to the sea and ocean. So who will get affected? The marine life gets affected. The corals get affected. So it's like a life cycle. What goes around comes around. Okay, next please. A lot of people say, Stephen, my tree is dying or it's already dead. Everything drops out. My branches have already turned brittle. Can we save on? Can it save on this tree? Maybe it's already been fully infected by all these mealybugs and virus attack on my plants. Can we put EM and to save it? No, sorry, EM is not a medicine. So EM is something like a supplements that we eat. EM is not a medicine that we eat. Okay, next please. Yeah, there are some types of EM that we have. So it's like EM1, I think is one of the EM. Then you mix with the molasses. Then you make the EMAS, it's a first generation. Then we have some of the beans that we can do the Bokashi composting, right? So these are the anaerobic Bokashi that I've been teaching even Yayasan and a lot of groups how to do the anaerobic Bokashi, meaning the wet Bokashi. Okay, next please. Yep, EM1, I think I will not further talk about it because we are due to time constraints, so we just skip. Next please. Yeah, the molasses is the food source for the effective microbes to feed on. It's a food, that's all. Okay, next please. So these are the things that you can treat for your aqua. This is the fish ponds, and also for the aquaculture. Right, next please. Yeah, amino is a foliar spray is an amino acid. It has a fish extract, so it's good for more root growth to protect the drought on your plants, and also you can, when your plants is healthy, then everything will be good. Then it will be lesser insect attack. You're prone to lesser insect attack. Okay, next please. Yep. Okay. I think this will is too a bit technical. Next, please. Yes. EM you can use in many parts, not only for agriculture but for your everyday life in your house. You can use it for mopping the floor. You can put it in your laundry, washing machine. You can bathe your dog. Let your cats drink the water. Because it's organic. It's only good microbes. So it's probiotic. And it's natural, so there's no chemical, no preservations, inside it. So human also can drink, but it doesn't matter. Okay, next please. Right, EM, yes, it's a slightly acidic. It's a sourish in smell. Okay, next please. Yeah, EM has to be installed under the shade, not directly under the sun, because it's contains of live microbes. So if the sun is hot to a certain degrees, about 50 to 60 degrees, the microbes will die. So that's why we cannot put it under the sun. It has to be under shade. Next, please. Yeah, Bokashi. Maybe I will not stress much of the Bokashi. Bokashi means it's a Japanese terms of compost. So there are two types of Bokashi that we can do. One is the wet type, one is a dry type. It's something like we eat wonton mee or the pan mee. So some people like to eat dry pan mee, wonton mee. Some people like to eat the soupy type. But anyway, they are still wonton mee or pan mee. So it's up to you what you want to do for your fertilizers. Right. Next, please. So EM Bokashi. These are the differences between the wet Bokashi and the dry Bokashi. But personally, I like to have the wet Bokashi as a fertilizer water for your gardens, because what we want is we want the water that has the fertilizer that we have used it from the vegetables, the NPK. Remember all the NPK organic material that we can use from our households, our garden, scraps that we can make it to do the Bokashi. This will be the fertilizers that you can use it to spray for your plants. Next, please. Yep, these are some of the blue beans. You can use even a small container to do it if you don't need that such a big one. Okay, next one. Yep, a fermentation about 2 to 3 weeks, that's enough. A lot of people has been doing composting, which I know. Some of the composting that people have been doing from between 1 month to 3 months, even 4 months. It depends on what is a compost made of. Some of the people put in a lot of high fibrous leaves, twigs, and everything, so it takes longer time to decompose. And some of them just chuck the whole thing, maybe some of the whole cabbage into the compost and hoping that it will decompose over time. So it takes very long time. Definitely, to do this kind of composting or even bokashi, you need to break down by cutting it or carrying it or using scissors to cut it, break it down. The smaller fragments, the smaller pieces they are, the faster it will compose. Right? So, but using our EM bokashi, we can do only 2 weeks to 3 weeks. You are able to use the fertilizer water, or what we call bokashi tea, to water your plants every day. Right? Next, please. Yep. Some of the aerobic using the rice bran, rice husk, you mix with the EM and you ferment it to 1 week, and you can use it as a bokashi brand. You can put it on your plant, on the soil, or you can borrow into the soil to let it decompose, and then you can use it's a fertilizer already. Okay, next please. Yep. Yeah, soy compost is another type that what we call is a dry soy bokashi. This is my formula that I have come up with. You can use the compost, or what we call the bokashi layer, means a layer of soil, a layer of the scraps, some rice bran, coffee grounds, and you spray with the e-mass, and a layer of the soil and a layer of the scraps, spray with the e-mass, and then you ferment to about 3 to 1 months, and straight away directly you can use it already. No need to do mixturing. You need to add this, add that. Just straight away you can use for your planting. So the soil you can use as a new soil that you've gotten from the nursery, or soil that you have used for after your harvest, which is already become zero nutrient, no more NPK, zero fertile soil. Use that to rejuvenate your soil, or to do some soil re-engineering, what we call. Okay, next please. Some of the photos you can see from the slide is that how you do that for your dry soil bokashi, right? So those are the things that you see every day. These are the things that you throw every day into the dustbin. So why not, before you throw away, think about what I have said, mentioned earlier today, and use them as your free fertilizer to do for your soil, to neutralize your soil, to give fertilizers, to fertile your soil. Okay, next please. See, from left to right, this is a perfect soil. You can see that the soil is fluffy, is full of oxygen, is full of microbes, it's damp, moisture, full of moisture. This is the perfect soil that you can get to do it on your own household use. So anything that you grow with a good fertile soil, or anything also can be grown. You don't need to have a green fingers or blue fingers or red fingers. Anything you grow, anything you plant can grow. Okay, next please. Yep, between what is called, people will be saying, compost is compost. Why you have to make it so complicated by saying bokashi? We do not want to know what is called bokashi. So there is the thing that I want to stress, that purposely I want to put it as bokashi and compost, that at least when people say bokashi, this is what Stephen has been mentioning about this bokashi. And the compost, these are the what is it called? The conventional way of doing that, what everybody is doing right now. So that's why I want to introduce you to do the EM Bokashi, which is fast, which is effective, which you can get good results. Okay, next please. Yep, you see, composting, you can, as I mentioned, you may take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or even 4 months before you can use your power of compost for your planting. But EM Bokashi, you can take even less than half of the time used. Like I mentioned, 2 to 3 weeks, you are able to use it compared to 2 to 3 months. So which one do you want? Okay, next. EM is just like a catalyst, and because it breaks down the scraps faster, and you can use it fast. Okay, Mark, I think like what you have seen and noticed, you look at Malacca River. You see over the years, Malacca River is already so clean up. Last time used to have bad smell, fishy smell, dead fishes. You have a lot of iguanas lurking around. Right? You see, look at the Malacca River nowadays. Why is it so clean? So it's because of the EM mud ball that we have thrown in. So you can suppress the bad bacteria. You can get rid of the contamination from the water, and also you can make the water to become cleaner. Okay, next please. So some of the activities that has been done all over the world, people have been throwing mud balls. I guess some of you might have heard about all this mud ball throwing. What are these for? So these are called mud balls made of EM. So they throw it into the river to make the river to become cleaner. Okay, next please. Yep, the mud balls that is under the river, and they will slowly dissolve, and the EM from inside the mud ball, they will start to disperse out from the mud ball. Okay. Next, please. Okay, these are the treatments from the high ground, medium ground, low ground. Okay, I would not go into details, so at least you just have a look at it. At least you know next time when people say how you treat the mud balls, okay, you have seen it somewhere before, and this a little bit of sharing. Okay, next please. Yep, you look at it before and after. The same place we took it before and after. See, after throwing the mud ball with a treatment with the EM, you see, you can see that the water is so much clearer, and the smell is suppressed, and that's all. Okay, next please. See, before and after. Okay, next please. So marine life comes back. If you have a good environment, good nature environment, good microbes, the natural habitat, the environment will come back. Corals will grow back, the marine life will come back. So this will be back to nature, right? Next, please. You won't see that when you pour in chemicals. So before you sow your seeds, also you can put in EM. EM is as we already know, is good microbes. So before you germinate it, you sow the seeds, pour about a dilation of 1 to 1,000 into the seeds. So the seeds, because when you open up the seeds from the packet, is maybe some of them have already been contaminated. A lot of people have handled it from the machine or hand or something. There's a lot of contamination. So that's why you use the EM to get rid of the bad bacteria. All right. So for half an hour to an hour, and it's ready to go. You can plant it. Okay. Next, I have some videos that I want to share to you. Okay. Next, please. All right. Can the admin play the video, please? These are some of the experiments that we have been doing. So you can see it with the introduction of the EM that we put in to mix with water. You can see it sprouts even faster than the normal water. Okay, next, please. Next, please. Okay. Okay. Maybe if there's some time, maybe you can just see how we put the EM water to mix with the water. Just a short, few second clip. Yeah, this is from EM in Hawaii. So the EM is the same as what we are having right now in Malaysia. It's the same formula. It's created by Professor Higa. This is how you do. Apply some EM and you sow the seed and you germinate it, and then you expect higher percentage of germination. Okay, next. Okay, for the bokashi that if you have made, so you just add in the scraps into the soil, right? So it's about a handful. You take the scraps from the bokashi, a handful, chanko the soil, open the hole, put the scraps inside, cover back, and you can, about 2 to 3 weeks, everything will be decomposed. And all these scraps mixed with the EM, good bacteria, will go into the soil, the heat, the millions of microbes will feed on each other. You know, this is how the nature works its way through. And then you will create the natural fertilizers for your plants to grow. Okay, next please. I do not want to touch more details on the bokashi. Perhaps we can have a Q&A session, or maybe we can hold another workshop sometime later. So this is just only some basic information that I'd like to share. All right. So we can also use EM to make pesticides, organic pesticides. Organic pesticide meaning that we do not kill the insects. All right. We can only deter them away. All right. So how to make the EM pesticides? Perhaps we can have another round of workshops. So these are the common insects, you know, the mealybugs, the aphids, and all these things, which is very common in your garden. So with these organic pesticides that you put it in your garden, you spray 1 day 2 times, once early in the morning and the other one in the late evening. When you have lesser infection with these insects, your plants will grow very well. Okay, next. Yeah, these are the formulas that we can make using the EM5. So you have some garlic, dry chili, serai. You can put some wood vinegar. You can put some alcohol with the contents of 25% and above. We mix them up all together. Then you're ready to go. Some of them may even put some of the a few drops of neem oil, but some people find that neem oil is too oily, so forget about it. Also, it doesn't matter. So you put this in your garden 2 times a day, early morning, late evening, then you will see good results, right? So I'll skip that. Next, please. Yep, these are the things, commercial farming that you see that has using EM. We apply full EM. These are organic. You can straight away pluck the leaves from the ground, from what you see. Just wipe off the dust and you can just start chewing. Not unlike the vegetables that is grown in Cameron Highland. I think no way you are able to do it. You have to wash it thoroughly clean. But here you can eat it wholeheartedly, not an issue at all. Okay, next please. Yep, you see, bees come because there are no chemicals, no pesticides. Bees will come. Bees is a very sensitive insect. Once you detect a slight chemicals around, they will not come. Next, please. Yep, these are some of the members in our group that are using full EM. Look at the soil. They are soft, they are moist, they are fluffy, they're full of oxygen. These are the gai choy that you make the sour vegetable, sour dish. That's called a chap sui or chap choy. Okay, next. Yep, some of the members plucking up the organic vegetables back at the garden. So you see, you can have self-sustaining by having this one tray or two tray is more than enough to feed your family for a few days already. Right? Next, please. Yeah, some of the dishes that they make using the organic vegetables. All right, next, please. Oh, no, okay, there's too mouth-watering already. Okay, so animal husbandry. How can EM use it to attend to the animals? Okay, next, please. Yep, we use the EM to give the animals to drink, to bathe them, to feed them, and to spray under the shades, to get rid of the smell, their urine, the animal dungs, and when they feed on the EM, when they pass out their dungs, it will not be smelly. And when the shade is clean, is odorless, less flies will come. If less flies come, because less flies attracts to bad smell. Bad smell is caused by bad bacteria. So if there's no bad smell, flies will not come. They will not lay eggs. They will not have larvae. They will not have maggots. So these are the natural things. So if the animal are healthy, they will have better mood. They're happy. They'll grow even bigger and healthier. So it's like a what is it called? A good circular habitat. Okay, next, please. Yep, so there's a good chicken, farm chicken, which we've added rice bran, we've added some rice husk, we added some kangkong, some pandan leaves, all the crushed pandan leaves. We mix with the EM, put some carrots. Oh, they love it. So they love to eat because of the EM and the molasses. So they'll start to feed on. The more they eat, then the fatter they get and the healthier they get. Okay, next, please. So when after eating and drinking EM water, feeding with the EM, so when they pass out the chicken dung, also there's no smell, because no smell means good bacteria, consists of good bacteria, not much of bad bacteria anymore. So when the chicken dung you can use to sell in the market for the nursery or for planting. So you can recycle it, not an issue. So because it's having a good odorless chicken dung, and it's a fertilizers for the plants, good in nitrogen. So I just have videoed some of the short clip of how healthy and lively the chicken are. Big fat chickens. And you can see that they are happy. Okay, this is one of the chicken farms that we have visited. So when they are healthy, they will have less chance of infecting diseases. So when you have less chance of diseases, then they will be just look at them, fat, healthy. Okay, next. Pigs, you see, look at them, how clean they are. It's not that we purposely use a scrub and bathe them with soap. This is already natural. So no smell at all. They have been feeding EM, they have been drinking EM, they've been bathed with EM. No smell at all. I'm very surprised also. Okay, next, please. Yeah, this is how they spray on the shade. It was taken during my visit in Thailand on one of the pig farms. Okay, next, please. Yep. Okay, next, please. Yep, these are some of the harvests that the farmers have reaped. in organic and nature farming using just EM. That's all. No chemicals, no fertilizers, no pesticides. Okay, next please. See, look how healthy they are. Next please. Yeah, these are some of the commercial farms that I visited. Yeah, next please. Yeah, next please. Next please. See, all these are not taken from Google. These are really using the EM products. Next, please. Yeah, this calamansi loves EM a lot. Once you spray it with the EMAS, the calamansi will just sprout like anything. These are some of the EM members that they have grown in their back at their garden, and these are some of the photos that I visited their home, and that they have planted. Say coriander, they have all this basil and all. So, yep, these are some of the harvests. Okay, next. Yes, not only that, we are okay. Next, please. We will help to fight for doing a little bit of our part to fight for global warming. We also spread some of the EM with the rice bran into the forest for diversity. Okay, to encourage more good bacteria in the natural jungle forest. Okay, next, please. This is to improve the diversity, yeah, so that the alarm and flora will be increased. Okay, next, please. Yes, next, please. Yes, there was some time ago before the COVID. We have got a workshop in Thailand, in Saraburi, where it was attended by all the members, the farmers all over the world who comes over to in this Thailand Saraburi to learn about EM farming. Right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah. Well, it's so overwhelming right now. But yeah, glad to hear that even some of the you said right now how they put it into our Malacca River right now, at least for once, our river in Malaysia is clean. I wonder how about our Klang River? Is it also not yet lah? No.
So far not yet.
Okay.
So far not yet.
Okay, great. Okay, so is there any questions? Okay, from the floor. Yep. Let me just see. Yeah, it's yeah. Hi everyone. Yeah, HL Lee. Helen.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi Esther. Hi Stephen.
Hi Helen. How are you?
Hey.
Any questions?
Good. I must say I'm good. Now.
Questions or not? Did you use or not? All those that you have bought from Stephen, did you use or not?
Yes, I use. My avocado is growing so beautifully.
Thank you.
Right? But I think maybe how many times can we actually use the Bokashi, Stephen?
What do you mean by how many times?
I mean a week. How many times can we water the plants?
3 times a week.
Or 3 times. Oh, I've only been doing it like once a week. Okay.
Or once a week, you can see your avocado trees are doing very well. So if you do 3 times per week, your avocado can do 3 times better.
No, because like the protocol also was we put the biofertilizer, we put the chicken dung, 1 week biofertilizer, well, so I didn't want to over fertilize it. I was scared to over fertilize it, so that's why. Oh, I should have asked you earlier.
Now you can always ask me. No, not issue at all.
Yeah.
No, you put
and then the yogurt. Sorry.
Okay,
sorry, I asked that. The yogurt, you say the milk. Can I put the milk and then I add the EM and then I take it as yogurt?
No, because the EM one and that you have bought from us, these are more prone for agriculture use.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are not certified as a food grade, although we can drink it. It is more used for the agriculture purposes, not for the food grade.
All right.
Of course, if you drink it, there's even you drink a substantial amount also is okay for you. It doesn't matter. But this is more cater for the agriculture use or animal husbandry use, not for human consumption.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a food grade, so we do not have the certificate for the food grade.
So I still have to make my
That's a
own
question.
yogurt.
Okay, thank you, Helen.
It's okay.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
That's a question. Are the formulation of EM the same all over the world, Mr. Stephen?
Yes.
Or it is location specific?
No, it's all over the world.
Okay.
It's the same.
Same.
Yeah.
How about
because it's a registered product.
Okay. How about local natural microbes?
Local natural microbe. Can you maybe?
I think what this person means is that is there besides EM? EM is also one of the microbes, ma. So I think his question is more of like, is there any other microbes which are also effective, or just EM?
I'm not sure about other products. Of course, EM is just only a general word. I think if you Google it or you YouTube it, there are hundreds of articles talking about EM. EM, there are supplies from Taiwan, Korea, you have Japan, you have from India. So many places having this EM. In fact, EM is all over, even outside our house. In fact, the soil consists of full of EM. There are microbes. There are, I think, a few hundred millions of microbes just in one, I think maybe in 10 milligrams or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, a spoonful of it. So these are the good microbes, bad microbes. But if we encourage more involvement with pouring the good EM, our EM1 into the soil, so indirectly we are able to encourage more good bacteria than bad bacteria on the ground.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Okay, next question is going to be a very interesting one. Can actually, someone just keep this EM solution in the refrigerator to extend its shelf life?
No need, because EM is just only a live microbe. You cannot put it in the fridge to prolong their life. So they have their lifespan because they are live bacteria. So it's unable, even you put it in the fridge, it doesn't help.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm glad that Miss Wong Wee said that bought your EM set and she has good results.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Any other questions? Is there any other questions that you want to ask? Okay, perhaps you can also raise your hand. I will allow you to. Okay, there's another question. I'm experimenting EM1 with fish parts. Any tips?
Okay, those are what we call doing the FAA. Okay, or it's an amino acid. So you can use the EM for the fish parts, and you can do it your amino acid on your own way.
So it means what? That means you take a little bit of EM1 plus the fish part.
You take the EM1 mixed with molasses and the fish parts, and you ferment it for say about 3 weeks. Then you can use the water to do the spraying for your plants. It's considered as a foliar spray.
So for that, perhaps is there any formula, as in how many parts of EM1, how many parts of molasses?
Yes, you just put about 5% of the volume that you put into your fish parts. Let's say, for example, if you have this kind of fish, then you add in some water. Then you mix with the EM1 and the molasses. Is 5% of the volume of the whole mixture.
Okay, so that means molasses constitute 5%, EM1 another 5%. The rest of it is the 90%. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you got it, Yeah, Miss Wong Wee. Okay. Remember once attended a session of cultivating EM and mobile making. Can your EM be cultivated locally or reproduced locally?
How do you mean by produced locally? Because this EM is locally produced. We are unable to import or export our this EM into Malaysia or out of Malaysia, because it's considered as a live microbes. So the relevant countries will not allow the import and export of live microbes in and out of the country. This is due to the protection of the natural, the alam, the fauna and flora of the of our natural habitat.
Yeah.
So, like for example, Malaysia is we are into palm oil, rubber, and also so we are worried that some of the microbes that might turn into something bad and might destroy the whole habitat.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So it's cultivated locally.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, correct. In fact, as what I think Stephen said, you even need a certificate, okay? Because this kind of thing, you know, if it is not handled properly, it can become bad microbes and it can be dangerous and it can be another, you know, pandemic. Yeah, it's true. It's actually no joke. It is actually no joke, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
You really need to handle it with due care. Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's why the certificate is very important. That's why, in fact, you should buy it from the right source. And what if Stephen keep on saying, you may see a lot of those selling right now in Shopee and all that. If they do not have the proper certificates, or worse still, they have the fake certificate, I think it's actually very detrimental.
I would say that I agree with you. I totally agree with you. There are, in fact, a lot of fake products selling in the Shopee, Lazada, and they are selling very cheap. Do not be attracted by their prices. You look into more on their company profile or portfolio. They are, I think, of the customers that I have met so far, within the span of 2 months, I have experienced 4 customers that had unfortunately bought fake products from Shopee or Lazada.
Yeah.
So I was there, I highlighted to them, so they were aware of it, because I do not blame them, because they have not seen the real product before. So they bought the wrong product, but actually they thought it's the right one that they use it, and perhaps it's not effective, and perhaps they might give me some feedback that, hey, I've been using your EM, but it was not as effective and good as what you have explained. What is wrong with it? So actually it's not wrong, but it's just that maybe you have bought a fake product that is not so effective, and end up you don't disrupt your harvesting or your planting.
Oh, but actually, can you sell it to Sarawak? I just wondering.
Yes, in fact, we have a lot of good members. We have a good community of Sarawak customers, and we have been selling a lot to Sarawak and also to Sabah as well.
Because we are all within Malaysia. But
yes.
I guess you can't sell it to Singapore, yeah?
No, we can't sell to Singapore, not even to Brunei. So we have Brunei customers also. Yeah. So what the furthest that we can do is that we will deliver to the Miri, perhaps maybe to his friend's house. Then he will, during one of the weekends, he will just drive down from Brunei and collect it, and then he will just drive back.
So same for Singapore. I guess Singapore also some friends in Johor to drive.
Yes. That small substantial bottling, I think 3 or 4 sets, I think it shouldn't be any problem. But you don't have the whole van full of EM and then you post it over across the crossway. Then the customer might be a bit worried about your intentions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, good question. Another question is that just like bacteria, microbes do mutate. Yeah, I think definitely they do mutate. Is that some form of authorities checking? Yeah. Is there some form of checking, auditing of the factory that produce it? Stephen, I wonder whether you know.
Mutating. How do you mutate? Like, okay, these microbes, if this is a good beneficial microbes. So it's not easy that if you use it, it will not turn into bad. That is not. This is not a virus. This is not a pandemic. This is just only a bacteria. These are the good bacteria, and we use the soy base as the ingredients to formulate our EM.
Yeah, but I think the question is that, there must be some kind of constant checking, to make sure that it is produced in a proper manner. Right? Because if not, frankly speaking, just say they don't do it properly, some kind of mutation may happen. So the question is that, is there any authority coming in and check the factory? I'm just wondering.
Okay, because we do all our, we formulate, we produce the EM in the lab. in a clean lab. So there shouldn't be any problem. But of course, we also have our certificates to prove that our formula, our there are the constant level of concentration of this EM good microbe inside this bottle. So we also have the test lab. So if some people along the way saying that, hey, maybe I'm not sure whether I bought this correctly, or is it a fake product, or is it that maybe this EM I've not used for a long time already, how many % effectiveness or how many bacteria are still inside this bottle, feel free to let me know. Then I will send, give us a sample, then we can have the test report in the lab and we can test it out. There was one customer of mine that is using another EM, which is not our product. It's called EMJ. He said that his partner has been using this for the swiftlet house. So this EM proves that you can kill the cockroaches, you can kill the lizards, and so on. So I was wondering, I said, EM shouldn't be killing pests and insects because it's an organic product. So if you can kill, definitely there's some pesticides or chemicals that have been added in that you can kill. Because EM, all this while is just only to deter and not to kill. So we got the samples from them and delivered to the office, and we sent this EM to Japan, our HQ, to test it. And the result came back. There are some of the details, and I've already mentioned back to the customers that hey, this is not the product that it was expected to be said in the instruction. It's not as what it says.
Yeah, it's true. That's why. So
we go all out to help the customer and to telling them that hey, this product is not so effective. Because of course, if I say that other products is not effective, then people will be saying, hey, maybe you're just selling your own products. Or so you say that your other competitive products are no good. So we have to prove it. So we have the lab to analyze and we test, and we have the test report and to say that this is good. Or maybe you can continue to use it, or maybe there's no good. Then it's time that you should look into other measures to.
So I guess every product of yours has a certificate, right? That's important. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
can I use Kombucha Scorby as starter for fermentation?
Because Kombucha is also one of the fermentation with the EM and the yeast and all these things. So as a starter, I think shouldn't be any problem. But I do not know much of this Kombucha mixture and also the effectiveness of the microbes inside. So I'm not so certain about whether it's as effective as what the EM one has.
Right.
Of course, it's just another bacteria, which I know. So how effective it is, I'm not too sure. How many good microbes inside, I'm so not sure. Until we can send it for testing, then only we are able to find out.
Okay. Yep. Okay, Ken. Thanks. Okay. I think that's about the questions that I have in hand now. Well, perhaps if you have any question you can ask, but meanwhile, why not we take a photograph? Yeah. Okay, it's a very, very momentous time today because again, let's say we co-host with Pico Lab. Yeah. So hopefully all of us can switch on your video, show your handsome face and pretty face. Yeah. Okay, Casey Tan. Yeah. Linda Lee. Yeah. Hi. Okay. Okay, come, yeah. Let us take a photograph, and of course, thumbs up for our speaker. Yeah, okay, ready? Come. More. HLD, yeah, come. Others, hi, are you there? Yeah, just switch on your video for a while. Yeah, and we take a photograph. Yeah, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one more, page 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Still want or not? More a bit or not? Yeah. Can you switch on your video or not? Yeah. Why? Everybody. Okay. One more. Yeah. Just encourage them. Okay. Okay. Okay now. One more time. Ready? Good for Steven. Yeah. Thank you, Steven. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Page 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good. I think, let me see. There's a question here. Thanks, everyone interested in
Thank you, Steven. Thanks, Esther.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, please follow Pico Lab as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Pico Lab has an Instagram there. I think it's very easy. Instagram.com/PicoLab. Yeah, Facebook.com/PicoLab.kch. KCH stands for Kuching, right? So yeah, follow Pico Lab. Okay, right? Okay, thanks a lot. So let me make some announcement. Well, next week is already our CNY, right? So I think we will have a break again next week, which is 30th of January, right? So it's very, very near to Chinese New Year. So we give it a break, okay? We perhaps come back on the 6th or on the 5th, okay, right now, So we see how it goes, either 5th or 6th. Yeah, I may also have difficulty getting a speaker because it's still CNY. Maybe I tell what, I'd rather put it on the 12th, 12th or 13th. I think it's better. Yeah, because I'm getting a professor this time round. So he has actually essentially said yes to come to be our speaker. But I think to be fair, 5th and 6th, I think I better don't disturb him. It's a professor who will be actually giving us a series of organic farming talk. Yeah, he's a professor, right? So I think I better don't disturb him on the 5th and 6th, okay? So that means we resume on the 12th or 13th. He hasn't given me whether it's Saturday or Sunday. He hasn't confirmed whether it's Saturday or Sunday. So I'll let you all know. Same thing, okay? I'll post it in our ASM group and of course in our Facebook as well. Yeah, okay. Okay, so if I don't see you all for Chinese New Year, Gong Hei Fat Choi, right? Okay, yeah, have a
Thank you, dear. Gong Hei Fat
Choi. And then
Thank you.
don't celebrate. Enjoy your holiday. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Okay. Yeah. See.